Here we go.
I'm just wondering if anyone else in the group has a feeling that they've wasted a lot of time.
Mm.
Or if the general consensus in this group is they've accomplished what they set out to accomplish. I know that's a really personal question.
Mm-hmm.
I personally feel like I've wasted an awful lot of time, and even though I'm a Christian, I'm kind of praying for reincarnation.
Mm.
I spend time planning my next one. I get all excited about coming back. And I want this next time, and I want this and this and this, and oh, I'm like the kid with a Christmas list about my next one. But I've thoroughly enjoyed this one, though. I feel, but I do feel in looking so much at this through the topic of nature, I just feel like we have just so failed, not just with climate change and the earth, but I feel population control is what is the bottom line to many of our problems, and we do nothing about it. We don't even talk about it. I think population control has a big part in climate change, violence. There are just too many of us. There are just too many of us. And we don't look at it. And I feel very sad, very sad.
Well, I've started saving spiders just in case.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's credit for good deeds done.
Oh, you put them outside? Good idea. Good idea. Yeah, I feel
what you say, Leslie, raises, there's no clear-cut distinct answer, but there's sort of the distinction between wasting time in gestation, and it's not always easy to know the difference. And I also want to say that to me, the intention of the concentric circles is to be generous about what it means to take part in contributing to a good world, including not just people who are dealing, writing legislation or demonstrating, dealing with the big picture, but also people who are being good neighbors or nurturers or taking care of the old, or being good employers or good supervisors or whatever it is. So I think every way that we have spent our time on the planet living as though we get it, that we're all in this together, I think we're part of the good fight. That doesn't mean now whether it satisfies you or any particular person what you're doing, if you can treat your dissatisfaction as sort of information and direction and fertile ground, and as part of your gestating process, where would that take you? Because rather than, how do you use that sense? I've wasted a lot of time. How do you use it as a way that's supportive of that's you're noticing that there's something your soul wants, and what is it, rather than as recrimination, which is I think I clear what I'm saying.
I think it's just for me, it's been wanting to feel safe. I stay home. I read or go on my computer or visit with just close friends and family. And it's about safety. And what the heck am I afraid of? That's
Mm.
what I'm at.
Mhm.
That's what
Mhm.
I'm wondering.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What the heck am I afraid of?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But
Mhm.
by playing it safe in my life, I don't know. I think I've been safe, but that's probably not what life's about. So
So again, you can use that as self-criticism, or you can honor it as a part of you that's asking to be expressed.
okay. I like
Um,
that.
and then, yeah, and then you are. So you're saying, if you tune into yourself, you notice that feeling. What is that feeling guiding you to? What is it telling you? How is it supporting you? How is that supporting you to find whatever you
Well,
need to find?
I need to think about other people more than myself.
Mhm.
I think that's what I figured out. But when
But
you start
again,
caring
I
about
want to encourage you that whatever you need to do, it's not to sacrifice yourself for other people. It's to do what you need to do to feel engaged, full,
Mhm.
that you're doing yourself as best, that you're doing
Well,
yourself as best you can.
you're a Christian. Got to do good works if you're a Christian, and yeah, I'm not a very good Christian, but
Mhm.
so.
then-
But I'm not going to criticize myself. I mean, I'm trying to figure out how to do better, and
Mhm.
isn't that?
Well, I experience
And
you
maybe
here as engaged and present and alive, and lovely. That's how I'm experiencing you. So that's cool. You have that to offer.
Well, the thing is when you get involved with other people's lives and try to help and stuff, I don't know. People don't always want people's help.
Nope, they don't. So that you got to be smart about where that works and where it doesn't.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else want to say a little more about this? Oh, but by the way, one of the poems there's a poem by that goes, well, maybe we can even end with it, but yeah, I do want to check and see who anybody else wants to check in.
Yeah, I would say just a little note. The thing it's called Tina. The people like to think of Tina, like especially people that are in the greed business. Tina, I mean, there is no alternative. And I think in my life, I have lived in the presence of alternatives my whole life. And it's a realization that the way things are not the way, they're not predetermined or preordained. They are just the way things are. And they didn't used to be that way. And in the future, they won't be that way. So that alternatives is the most important thing in my life. And so that I've lived in all that sense of alternatives my whole life. And so anyway, when I've been in this class with you all, I felt that the aliveness of the alternatives and so I felt real comfortable and it related to what we were talking about this class. So anyway, see that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, wherever you want, as a therapist, one of the main thing is wherever you're going to go, it can only start from where you are.
Yeah.
It can't start from wishing you were somewhere else. So that fundamental acceptance of yourself as you are is until you do that, as best, and I don't mean that anybody does that perfectly, but until you get you have to start with your feet on the ground, and the ground is you as you are now, where we are now. And then,
Yeah. Mhm.
and that can be painful, but having an accepting relationship to that, that doesn't mean you say, oh, I'm happy I'm here, or I did everything wonderful. It just means, basically just means here I am. And, but I am, and so as Javon says, but being here, I have the ability to make choices, and to make choices that serve me feeling good about who I am and where I am, that use me well, that respect me as a resource I want to use well. So I also think it's important that if you start from that, then you say, okay, let's say I know how to feel my feelings, how to see where I am. How do I move from there, from the ground up? Not, oh, I should be writing a speech for the UN, or I should be sacrificing myself for some, I should take 7 homeless people home, or, whatever a grandiose vision of what would do it. I'm making those up. I don't have no ideas of those, but not having a grandiose vision of what would do it. And now I'd be satisfied with myself. But where do I want to move from here? And how do I do it? Grounded in a basic acceptance of myself as I am. And that's, to me, that's the generosity of nature. And our job is to love, participate in, and heal a wounded nature, a wounded culture, and our wounded selves. That's our challenge, I think,
Well, I just want to say thank you for the class, because the concept is so holistic and so rooted in a very basic need of human beings, the whole belonging thing. And I've never had it talked about with anyone in depth. And I mean, we all have our tribes, but
I want to say thank you as well. I've got all these little notes to ponder, thoughts that I've just, I jot them down for later. So I've got lots of things to think about. I've got, and they're all in different colors and whatnot. But, oh, here's Halloween. Here's Halloween. Orange and black. That was Halloween. Can you see the orange and black?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
I can.
So, yeah, I've got them all color, and it's, I stuff to think about, and I thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
great. Even the kitty loves it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's this poem that may or may, while we're at it here, but let me put it in. Let me see, screen share. And I think I can pull up this other poem.
David White, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
A friend of mine just got married last weekend and used one of his.
Okay, here. See if this one
I like
speaks to you guys. So what, should we do that? I'll read this. I'll have it up. I'll read it, and then we'll do a final waving at each other goodbye. This is called The Journey, and it is, of course, by Mary Oliver. One day, you finally knew what you had to do and began. Though the voices around you kept shouting their bad advice, though the whole house began to tremble as you felt the old tug at your ankles. Mend my life, each voice cried. But you didn't stop. You knew what you had to do. Though the wind pried with its stiff fingers at the very foundations, though their melancholy was terrible, it was already late. And it was already late enough, and a wild night, and the road full of fallen branches and stones. But little by little, as you left their voice behind, this is important, little by little, as you left their voice behind, the stars began to burn through the sheets of clouds, and there was a new voice which you slowly recognized as your own, that kept you company as you strode deeper and deeper into the world, determined to do the only thing that you could do, determined to save the only life that you could save. And you, that's been sent to you guys. You have that to look at.
Oh, thanks.
And
Lovely.
it's interesting, as I
Yeah.
read that, I have read this poem and felt oppressed by it. I've read this poem and felt bad in the
Ooh.
sense of, oh, that's what I should be doing and I'm not. Why am I not doing it? Why am I procrastinating? Why didn't I finally get it? And am I not finally doing it? So, and I read it now because I'm pleased with some things I'm doing and it feels very different. Now I feel the kindness of it. That's why I said, little by little, you started to hear the voice,
Mhm.
your own voice. So do not oppress yourself with this poem.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, it has been an honor and a pleasure.
Yes, it
And,
has been a real pleasure.
Thank you, thank you.
Mhm.
What a bunch
Thank
of
you.
folks, man. What a cool bunch of folks to spend time with. So. Well, if I had set it up, I would now be playing Happy Trails. Happy Trails to you.
To you until we meet.
Meet again.
Yes. So, and I hope we do meet again.
I just played that.
You did. Huh?
Yeah,
I hope-
there's a group of us that have been together for, well, long story, but that was the closing of our group. I played that
Oh,
very thing because people are moving out of the area.
Mm.
And so we're
So, I hope we do
moving
meet
on.
again, either just run into each other or whatever else. I am hoping to do offer some further versions of something. And would like, unless you told me you don't want to be on my list, I'll be letting you know. There's 3 classes so far of people who've done this, and all of amazing bunch of people that would be lovely to get together in some form, or whoever else is interested. All right.
Okay,
Greetings. Be well.
well,
Bye.
thank you. Have
Bye-bye.
great holidays.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
They are. Have good ones.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.